Are you looking to get money as a startup business? Well, I'm about to reveal to you 5 of my favorite ways that you can get money even as a brand new startup business. I'm going to show you how to get funding even if you have credit issues now. I'm going to show you how to get startup funding even if you don't have collateral, even if you have no cash flow yet in your business. I'm going to show you how to get hundreds of thousands of dollars or more in startup funding. And along the way, I'm going to include some of my best tips and tactics to get you the most money at the best terms. And if you stick around to the end of this training, I'm going to get you access to our funding vault with 27 killer ways to get money for your business. We've got a lot to cover, so let's dive in. The first type of startup financing I want to dive into is my favorite type of startup financing because I see business owners get more money with approvals on this type of program than any other kind of startup funding, and it's called credit line hybrid. Now, with credit line hybrid, you can get approved for up to $150,000 in credit lines for your business. It's no doc, so you don't need tax returns, bank statements. I mean, you can get this if you just open your business today. You get 0% rates for 6 to 18 months, so it helps keep your payments very low, and it actually helps you build business credit. A lot of these credit lines report to the business credit reporting agency, so you're building business credit while getting up to $150,000 of funding. Pretty cool. All you need to qualify for credit line hybrid is good personal credit, preferably a 680 FICO score or higher, and you need to have some kind of established credit with revolving credit cards, mortgages, auto loans. You know what I'm saying. So if you have some kind of established credit with good credit scores, and you can get credit line hybrid, what if you don't? Well, that's another option you have as well. It's called guarantors. So you can use a family member, a friend, a potential investor, somebody else can actually be a guarantor with this kind of funding. You can get approved using their credit and still have these credit lines report to the business credit reporting agencies and get that second benefit of building business credit. So credit line hybrid is one of my favorite types of funding for startups because it's easy to get approved. All you need is credit from you or somebody else, and you can get up to $150,000 in credit lines with this funding program. The second type of startup funding I want to dive into is grants. And what I love about grants is, well, it's free money. It doesn't have to be paid back. So grants come from a lot of different places, but the vast majority of grants come from the government. And there's 2 places you want to go. When it comes to community, state, or local grants, you want to go to a place called GrantWatch. Now, GrantWatch has a ton of these options depending on the community that you live in, the state that you live in. There's all different types of programs that may work for you, and the application process, everything you need to know to get approved for a grant is there. Now, you can also go to grants.gov. The vast majority of all grants available come from the federal government, different agencies within the federal government. You can find all of those on grants.gov. So make sure you look into those 2 resources to get free money that doesn't have to be paid back to get your business off the ground. Now, the third type of financing you can get as a startup business actually comes from using assets that you or someone around you may have. It's actually 4 types of funding we're going to talk about here, whether you have a 401k, an IRA, or stocks or bonds. So if you have a 401k or IRA, or someone around you has a 401k or IRA, you can use that as leverage to be able to get funding for a startup business. You can get a loan or credit line with a 5% interest rate, and you can borrow as much as 100% of the value of your 401k and IRA. And it's based on IRS proven strategy, so there's no tax penalties for rolling over that money and being able to use it for your business. Now, you also can use stocks and bonds similarly. So with stocks and bonds, you can borrow as much as 90% of the value of the stocks and bonds. And here's the best part. You can still keep the stocks and bonds invested where they are and still earn interest. Now, what I like about this is that 75% of startups get money from family and friends to get their business off the ground. Well, it's way easier to go to a family member or a friend and ask them to leverage stocks and bonds, get a credit line against those. They still keep them in place. They still earn interest. And the only way they lose is if you don't pay back the loan. It's way easier to do that than actually asking them for cash. So stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, do you have any of those? Or does someone around you have those? If so, you can leverage to get a 5% interest rate on a credit line or loan for a brand new startup business. And personal credit doesn't even matter. You can get approved with no cash flow, and personal credit's not even a factor in the approval. Speaking of assets you can use as collateral, what other assets may you have? Commercial real estate, residential real estate, inventory, equipment, any of these things can be leveraged to get you money to get your business off the ground. You can even use commercial vehicles as leverage as well. Maybe you're actually buying properties to invest in a fix and flip business. You can get financing for that as well. So if you need to buy an asset for a startup, or you or someone around you has those kind of assets you can leverage to be able to get money, all of those open up funding options for you as well. Personal credit doesn't matter. Cash flow doesn't matter. So you can get approved for all of those, even with bad credit, even if you have no money coming in your startup business yet. Plus, you can get low interest rates, 2 to 5% on this kind of financing. So do you have asset, or does someone else around you have assets that can serve as collateral? That opens up a whole slew of other funding options for your startup business as well. And the last type of financing, but probably the best that I want to talk about for startups, is business credit. Actually, there's like 5 different kinds of credit and financing in this one category, but I have a tendency to underpromise and overdeliver. So let's decode all 5 of them. So when we talk about business credit, you can get it even as a brand new startup business. Personal credit doesn't matter. Cash flow doesn't matter. Collateral doesn't matter. I mean, this is the kind of money any business owner can get. You start by building a credit profile and score for your business. And to do that, you've got to improve some things that make you fundable. I'll talk about how to get a free fundability assessment here in a few minutes. You also then want to get some vendors that report to the business credit reporting agencies. Now, if you used Credit Line Hybrid, you've already taken this step. If not, you can use vendors like Uline, Quill, and I'll talk to you in a couple minutes about how you can get access to even more vendors in a business credit building guide that can help you through this process. And then once you have a handful of accounts in your business credit reports, then you can start getting real usable credit, like revolving credit cards at major retailers. So think about Staples, Office Depot, Sam's Club, Costco, Amazon, Walmart, even Nordstrom, Macy's offer this kind of business credit, all without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check. Now, when you have 8 accounts in your business credit reports, then you can get the fleet credit. And fleet credit are like fuel cards that you can use for maintenance and repair of vehicles as well. So BP, Chevron, Sunoco, Pilot Flying J, like almost all major fuel stations offer those. And the final tier of business credit building is when you get to 14 accounts. When you have 14 accounts in your business credit reports, then you can start to get to Visa card, MasterCard, or what we call cash credit. You can also get auto financing as well. I mean, we literally had a client get $185,000 at Ford without a personal guarantee and credit check. So use business credit wisely to help grow your startup business. And there you have it. We talked about well more than 5 types of financing you can get for your startup. We talked about options you can be able to qualify for without collateral, ones that credit doesn't matter. We talked about ones where you don't need cash flow at all. You can get as a brand new startup business. So we talked about a lot of options that should be able to work for you. Now, if you want to know other options you can use to be able to qualify for funding, go to creditsuite.com/27 ways. It's creditsuite.com/27, the number 27, the word ways, to grab our funding vault on 27 ways to get money for your business. Also, grab our guide on building business credit at creditsuite.com/EIN. creditsuite.com/EIN. That gives you tips on improving your fundability, more vendors to build business credit, and the exact steps to be able to successfully get credit for your EIN without a personal guarantee and credit check. And you're entitled to free business credit reports just because you watch this training. In order to get that, all you have to do is give us a call or send us an email or schedule your consultation online. And on that consultation, we'll do a fundability assessment to figure out what needs to be fixed with your fundability to make you more lendable. We'll help you get your business credit reports for free with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. Go over those with you and give you tips and tactics to establish and build your business credit. We'll also do a funding qualification to talk to you about all these funding types that we talked about today and even more that you may qualify for now. And you can get that consultation by giving us a call at 877-600-2487. That's 877-600-2487. Email us info@creditsuite.com. That's info@creditsuite.com. Or you can schedule your consultation on your own at creditsuite.com/consult. That's creditsuite.com/consult. If you got value from this training, make sure you like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you on our next training where I talk about more cool ways to get money to start and grow your business.